Hello everyone, I'm very excited to say it is time for my Bookopoly to choose my October TBR. This is the first time I've ever used this board. I'm so excited. If you want to hear about the board and see what all of the spaces mean, I'm posting a video all about just the board, so you can go check that out. But let's get right to it because I'm so eager. I have you zoomed in just on the area that I'm going to be starting so that you can see things more clearly, and I'll just move the board as I need to. I am using a 12-sided die rather than two 6-sided die. And what I'm going to do is if I roll the same number 2 turns in a row, then I have to add a book. Becca from Becca's Bookopoly-thon, she does it where if she rolls doubles, she has to add a book, but since I'm using one die, I'm going to go ahead and just say if I roll the same number twice, I have to add a book. And the number of books I'm starting with is 4, not because that's all I can read in a month, I have plenty of time to read more, but because I don't know how large the books are going to be, and also I'm heavily a mood reader, and I want to make sure if I really want to read something, especially because this is Halloween month, I'll be able to just fit it in to my TBR. But let's get right to it. Oh, I need a marker. Not a marker, but I mean a little guy to use. We're gonna use this pen cap. I'll improve that in the future. All right, let's go. First is a 12. I rolled straight to 12 the first time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Of course, I go to a difficult one right away. This is pet pick. So I'm gonna have my dog pick out of like 3 options with treats, maybe 4, and I'll record that and then we will get back to it. It's gonna go real fast because when she knows there's a treat, she just hones right in on it. So let's do that and then we will return. All right, guys, these are the picks for my pet pick. I've yet to put the treats on them because I don't want my dog to grab them before I can explain what the books are. But I've got The Monsters of Templeton. This is about a girl searching for her father, and it says it's part ghost story, and A Town with Secrets, and part historical novel. This is The Sundown Motel. This is about a motel where a girl's aunt vanished and it's supposedly like haunted, and she wants answers about her aunt's disappearance there. The Historian's actually a reread for me, but I haven't read it since high school when I loved it. It's technically a vampire novel, but it's more dark academia, and it's about a girl whose father disappears and she finds out that he was researching basically the lines of Vlad Dracula, or Vlad the Impaler, and she gets swept up going to all these different places, I believe in Europe, trying to find him and figure out what he discovered or what he was involved with that made him go missing. And last is Night Film. This is about a girl who gets murdered, and when an investigator gets involved, it was deemed a suicide. He doesn't believe it. The girl's father is a cult film, like horror film director, and there was a death in the past linked to him as well. So yeah, the investigator is looking into this and trying to figure it out. That's all I know. These are the picks. Let me get the treats on them, and then Sadie, my baby, will be choosing one. All right, I now have little treats on them. I kept them small since she's gonna be getting 4 in total, but we're just gonna go with whichever book she chooses first. All right, Sadie, come on, come get one. I know, you don't know what we're doing. Come here, get a treat. Yeah, get your treat. Down here, they're not in my hands. Look, they're not in my hands. You're not in my hands, silly girl. You're stomping on them. Come on, get one, look. Well, okay, well, she took the one I pointed to, obviously, but it still wins. It is the Sundown Motel, so hopefully there's some haunted motel action. I hope it's not one of those fake ones where it's not actually haunted. I'm sure everyone who's read it is like, it is. That's exactly what happens. But we'll see. Hopefully I enjoy it. and I'm sure I will. Sadie, you have one more? There we go. Good girl. You did a good job. Yeah, you picked a good one for Halloween. All right, I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, I am back. It is time for our second book. And I got 12 last time, so if I get 12 again, I will have to add a book. Okay, we got 2. 1, 2. Oh, perfect. This is magical realism, which is my favorite genre. Absolute favorite, just above horror. And yeah, really excited for that also. So let's get to that and then I will come back. All right, so the first roll got me my favorite genre, well, one of my 2 favorite genres, which is magical realism. Very excited for this. I didn't have many options though. I think I only had this one option because magical realism is much more rare, it seems. So we are going with The Master and Margarita, which is a Russian novel, and I've heard it's pretty crazy. The devil shows up in disguise as a magician, there's a talking cat, and that's all I really know about. This is just a little pocket version. I'm a little nervous to add it because it's 500 pages and the text is tiny, so I think even if this were a full-size book, it would still be 500 pages. But I am really excited to read it. So that is my pick for magical realism, and yeah, looking forward to it. So let's go on to the next roll. All right, we are back. I rotated the board so that you can see where we are. Here's where our little guy is, and it is time for our third roll. Ooh, he went flying. That was a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is genre. So my favorite genre, and so you know I'm not lying, I just mentioned magical realism or horror. And since we just did a magical realism, I'm gonna go ahead and choose a horror, which is perfect because I have like 4 books that I want to read for the Halloween season. I mean, there's more than that, but I told myself I'll read 4, hopefully. So let's go choose a horror, and then we will come back for the last roll. All right, so we got horror, which is my favorite. Technically, we got genre pick, I believe, but I'm choosing horror. So this is perfect for Halloween, and I have a book that I've had since last year that I did not get to, and that is Clown in a Cornfield. I'm excited for this. Don't get me wrong, I've heard that it's nothing like mind-blowing or anything. By the way, could I be bothered to brush my hair for the very first video on YouTube? No. Do we care? Also no. You're welcome. Anyways, Clown in a Cornfield. This is literally just there's a killer clown in a cornfield, and I think there's like a group of teens in the cornfield that it is trying to murder. And nothing mind-blowing, should be just short, quick, enjoyable. Don't take that out of context. Yeah, it's perfect for October. And I'm sorry, my best friend is gyrating behind the camera right now. So this is the horror pick. On to the next roll. Okay, last roll, and I rotated the board again because unless I get well, even if I got a 1, it's technically on this. So rotate it again, and let's go for the very last roll. Okay, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's perfect. This is autumn theme, which is fantastic because obviously it's October, or it will be when I post this. So I can choose a little mood read. It doesn't necessarily have to be horror or anything Halloween-y. It just has to be autumny or give me autumn vibes, whether it's the cover or what I know of the synopsis. So I will choose that now. Said best friend from the last clip made me laugh right before hitting record. So lastly, we got autumn read. And nothing screams autumn to me more than a dark academia. I just think of these like students in a dusty library working on their assignments while it rains. And I don't know, it just screams autumn. On top of it, the one that I picked, which is The Ravens, has witches in it, which is even more autumny. I've been putting off this book because I'm not sure if I will like it, to be honest. It has things that I would like and other things I'm like, eh. This book is about a sorority, which happens to be witches in the sorority, which obviously is not well known. That's a secret. The main character doesn't know she's a witch. Well, I don't know if she's the main character. It sounds like there's multiple. But she doesn't know she's a witch, goes to the school, joins the sorority. She's a witch and they're witches. And there's also another witch who wants to be like the head of the sorority because her mother was. And that's really all I know. Secret society, basically, of witches set at school. And that is my autumn pick. So to sum up everything, in the very first clip, my dog chose the Sundown Motel. Haunted motel where someone disappeared. Next we have The Master and Margarita for my magical realism, Talking Cat and Satan. After that, we've got Clown in the Cornfield for a little horror for the genre pick. And then, as we just said, The Ravens for the autumn pick. There are more books that I would like to get to for Halloween, which I will do a different video for if I do get to them. They're just going to be, you know, straight up Halloween picks. And I will fit in as many as I can after I've completed reading these. So you'll see if that happens by the end of the month. And that's all. Thank you for coming to my very first video. Hopefully I will see you guys again. And hopefully I won't regret all of these decisions like most of my other ones. See you next time.